Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Market Today. The last 1 hour of this fantastic weekly expiry on the Nifty, which is driven by many overseas positives, is now panning out pretty well. The Nifty itself is battling the bulls and the bears at 23,300, about 95 points higher as far as the index is concerned. It has absolutely managed to hold on to near its intraday lows, which were somewhere in the vicinity of 29, 23, 300, 320 or so. Let us see how the last 1 hour pans. Remember, after a very strong buying spurt over the last 3 sessions, whether it is short covering or not, or it's just plain value buying, you have the Nifty now still 83 points higher. How the day will end, only time will tell. But across the board, it's a very strong uptick that's happening in the market. Perhaps the worst is behind us. Look at the advanced decline ratio. 1900 shares are in the green versus 500 in the red. That's a very easy 7:2. For every 2 shares that fall, there are 7 that are in the green. Out of the 19 indices that we track for you, 17 are in the green, led by the Nifty PSU Banking Index, 2.7% higher, 6316. Across the board, it's mainly because of a dip in the US 10-year yield, a dip in the dollar index, a very strong close on Wall Street, thanks to earnings by investment banks, lower inflation in the US, all put together, and the fact that we were aching for a mean reversion after an extremely oversold market is the reason why you see this continued green tick in the market. The Adani Group stocks are adding to the momentum, all thanks to news that its earlier tormentor, Hindenburg Research, has now decided to pull down its shutters. Fairly strong momentum on the third day in a row. Despite such news coming in, momentum continues. Look at Adani Power. Earlier it was up 6-7%, now up just 2%, 560. This is a typical sell on news kind of a development that's happened, and you see stocks across the board, whether it's Adani Green 3.2% higher, whether it's Adani Ports 2% higher, or today's top performer within the group is NDTV 10% higher at 163. Apart from that, there is a pre-budget build-up that's happening on the railway space. Therefore, IRCON, RVNL, IRFC, these are the PSU railway pack, which are doing extremely well, and you have a strong momentum in wagon makers too. Look at how strength is coming back. Jupiter Wagons is 16% higher, IRCON is 14% higher, RVNL is 10% higher, TexRail has added 9.7%, RailTel is up 8%. So across the board, you have a very strong momentum. The PSU banking basket is also in the green. All 10 stocks making up the Nifty PSU Banking Index are in strong momentum. This is as good a time as any to speak to Mr. Nilesh Jain, Head Vice President for Technicals and Derivatives Research at Centrum Broking. Namaste Nilesh ji, a very warm welcome to you. नववर्ष की शुभकामनाएं. बड़े अच्छे दिन आपका स्वागत कर रहे हैं. वीकली एक्सपायरी वाले दिन एक हल्की हरी चादर दलाल स्ट्रीट पर. बताइए किस हिसाब से आप सेंटिमेंट को देख रहे हैं.
नमस्कार सैलेश, आप सभी को नए वर्ष की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. और आज वीक की एक्सपायरी है. द वे so far the day has pan out, I think 23,300 plus or minus 30 points we may see Nifty expiring. ओवरऑल जो मेजर स्ट्रक्चर है निफ्टी का वो कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा सा पैनिक वाला है, थोड़ा सा वीकनेस दिखा रहा है. बट अभी भी जो पुल बैक है वो एक्सटेंड हो सकता है. 23,500 तक का पुल बैक हमें देखने को मिल सकता है. बट आई थिंक कि we need to wait and watch out for further development on technical front to call it as a short term bottom or base formation. As of now it's merely a pullback, और pullback हमें ऐसा लग रहा है कि थोड़ा extend हो सकता है. 23,500 23,600 तक का ये पुलबैक और मोमेंटम जो है वो एक्सटेंड होता हुआ नजर आ सकता है. स्पेसिफिकली जिस हिसाब से वॉलेटिलिटी इंडेक्स में आज फिर से एकाएक रिवर्सल हमें देखने को मिल रहा है, उछाल 1.5% का देखने को मिल रहा है. तो कहीं ना कहीं जब तक इंडिया वीक्स कूल ऑफ नहीं हो जाता है बिलो 15 लेवल्स, तब तक यहाँ पर एक कॉशियस अप्रोच रखने की सलाह होगी. बैंक निफ्टी पर भी सिमिलर भी होगा. बैंक निफ्टी इज नॉट एबल टू सस्टेन इट्स गेन्स एंड ऊपरी स्तरों से यहाँ पर भी प्रॉफिट बुकिंग हमें देखने को मिल रही है। तो कहीं ना कहीं दोनों ही इंडाइसेस पर, मेजर निफ्टी एंड बैंक निफ्टी इंडाइसेस पर जब तक क्लियर कट रिवर्सल के इंडिकेशन नहीं मिलते तब तक स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक फोकस करना चाहिए एंड सेक्टर स्पेसिफिक मूव को फोकस करके चलने की सलाह होगी।
जी चलिए, बैंक निफ्टी काफ़ी मजबूती के दौर से गुजरता हुआ 410 अंक ऊपर, और सुबह से इसने अपनी जो गेन्स हैं उनको बरकरार रखा है। मिड कैप्स में नज़र डालते हैं। आपके सामने निफ्टी मिड कैप और स्मॉल कैप इंडेक्स 1.7 और 1.2% ऊपर हैं। ध्यान दीजिए, यहाँ कल भी आपने अच्छी तेज़ी देखी थी। पूरा बाजार जो कि 3 मेन इंडस्ट्रीज़ हैं, 4 मेन इंडस्ट्रीज़ हैं, आपको हायर हाइज और हायर लोज लगाते हुए दिख रहे हैं। कई ऐसे इंडिसेस आपको रिवर्स करते हुए दिख रहे हैं जून 4, जून 6, जून 8 के लोज से। तो 6 महीने के लोज पर आप वापस इंडिसेस में बाइंग आते हुए देख रहे हैं, स्टॉक्स में बाइंग आते हुए देख रहे हैं। कुछ और चीज़ों पर मैं आपको नज़र डाल के दिखाता हूँ जहाँ पर आपको ये पता चलेगा कि सेंटिमेंट बाज़ार का बहुत अच्छा है। ध्यान दीजिए, लिस्ट ऑफ न्यू हाइज पर आपके सामने NSE में बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज आज एक नया हाई लगाता हुआ दिख रहा है। दिन का उच्चतम लेवल 6000 के पास। नीलेश जी क्या कीजिएगा, 4 दिन से लगातार मोमेंटम और अब एक नई श्रृंखला, एक नई श्रेणी में BSE जुड़ता हुआ।
बिल्कुल, देखिए BSE खास करके कल के सेशन में हमें यहाँ पे और भी पॉजिटिव डेवलपमेंट डेरिवेटिव फ्रंट पे देखने को मिले थे। यहाँ पर स्ट्रॉन्ग लॉन्ग बिल्डअप हुए थे, आज एक फॉलोअप मूव आ रहा है, आज भी लॉन्ग बिल्डअप हो रहे हैं, तो इन नए रिकॉर्ड हाई पर भी कन्विक्शन बना हुआ है। अब जो नेक्स्ट टारगेट BSE पे निकल के आ रहा है, कहीं ना कहीं 6300 से 6400 की जोन में ये काउंटर जाता हुआ नजर आ सकता है। हालांकि इस सप्ताह 17% लगभग ये काउंटर बढ़त दिखा चुका है, तो कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ी प्रॉफिट बुकिंग आनी चाहिए और उस प्रॉफिट बुकिंग को यूज करना चाहिए एज अ खरीदारी की अपॉर्चुनिटी के तौर पर। 5650 का स्टॉप लॉस होगा, बाय एंड डिप की रणनीति अपनाने की सलाह होगी और यहाँ पर नेक्स्ट टारगेट 6300 से 6400 के होंगे।
जी चलिए, 2:40 PM ladies and gentlemen, let's take you into the volume buzzers as far as markets are concerned. Look at IRCON, 15% higher, 3.6 crore shares are traded, and it is doing everything it can to break the 200-day DMA. Before we proceed further, Nilesh ji, your view on IRCON?
The structure is looking strong. Reason being, the stock has taken a very good support at 182. It looks like a double bottom copybook style pattern has been formed in this particular counter, and it has also broke in is the falling trend line if we connect all the highs, recent highs. So it is on the verge of a breakout as well with a good volume attraction today. And today we are witnessing a good momentum in railway stock. So IRCON looks positive for 230, 250 kind of levels on the upside. Already up 15%, so fresh longs should be avoided, and better to stay put if somebody is already holding the long position with a stop loss below 213. And we expect a follow-up move towards 235 to 250 in the very short run.
Okay. Now the top traded counter in terms of volume, ladies and gentlemen, today is GMDC, and this is showing signs of very hectic activity, very heavy volumes. Let me just give the number to you. In the meanwhile, you will have Nilesh ji preparing its chart. The volume is unreasonably high. What you see on 16th of Jan is possibly the highest since 22nd of November. So obviously this is a fresh move. The counter is below 200-day DMA. It's corrected very substantially. Nilesh bhai, क्या लगता है?
See, एक ग्रेजुअल डिक्लाइन हमने देखी है इस पर्टिकुलर स्टॉक में आफ्टर हिटिंग हाइज अबाउट 488, 490 in the initial phase of 2024 January and February में, and since after that we have seen a gradual decline. It looks like today we are witnessing a strong rebound, और ये rebound यहाँ से extend हो सकता है further momentum towards 360 to 370 तक का momentum यहाँ से देखने को मिल सकता है. But again, we need a conviction or a breakout above 370 that will provide us a conviction of a short-term bottom. But as of now, it should be played purely from a pullback point of view, and maybe possible that in next 1 or 2 sessions we may see a follow-up move towards 360 to 380. Stop loss for the long should be placed below 315, and a fresh long has since already up close to 12%, so it's better to avoid fresh long at high levels.
Okay, I'd just like to mark the entire aluminium space. Ladies and gentlemen, in the cash, in the commodities market, aluminium has bounced very strongly on two developments. One, the European Union has banned further imports of Russian aluminium, and you also have a price rise that has coming in. Now look at how aluminium stocks get impacted in the metal space. Let me just mark some of them. Look at how National Aluminium is up 2.5% at 200 rupees. This I'm talking about futures. Vedant is 3.7% higher. National Mineral Development Corporation has shot up by 4%. Hindalco, India's primary producer of aluminium, is up 2.5%. Within this space, Nilesh ji, what are the charts that you like, and what do you foresee?
So Nifty Metal Index in last couple of trading sessions we have seen a strong revival rebound, I would say, and we expect this momentum to extend further. Specifically, the aluminum space, as you have rightly pointed out, is looking very attractive at current level, and specifically counters like Hindalco, which is looking very strong for a strong pullback towards 620 to 630, and stop loss can be placed below 590. So Hindalco from aluminum space is something that we are liking. Apart from that, Vedanta is another stock which is on the verge of a breakout. Breakout is placed at 458. So a move beyond 458 will open further upside towards 480 to 500. But looking at the today's move, I think going forward we might see that breakout coming in. So stop loss with a stop loss below 438, Vedanta can be added at current level for the follow-up move towards 470, 480 on the upside. So overall, metal space can be played purely from a pullback point of view, from a trading point of view. So the outlook looks positive from a short-term point of view.
Okay, fine. 245. Now, what we start is the last 45 minutes of trade on Thursday. It's turned out to be an undisguised blessing. Across the board, you have a shade of green, and that green has held since morning. That's a positive development, not only in the F&O markets. Look at how futures are behaving. 176 stock futures are in the green, 52 are in the red. Let's look at the top performers as far as F&O is concerned. It's HDFC Life. This is driven by earnings. L&T, Technology Services, up 7.7%. Again, earnings red. You have a budget build-up happening on railway stocks. Therefore, IRFC is up 5.3%. Futures trading at 138, and you have Hutco up 5%. So across the board, you see very, very positive developments coming in as far as the erstwhile high beta and low ticket items were concerned. Let's get HDFC Life analyzed by Nilesh ji. The earnings were fabulous, and since morning, HDFC Life has held up its gains, although retraced from early morning highs, which were at 662. It is still up 8%. So you can well imagine what the intraday high was. Nilesh bhai, trying to break past 200 DMA. Do you see merit on the chart?
See, today we saw a good gap up opening, and good part is that it has hold on to its morning gains. But on the upside, if you see, cluster of resistance is placed at 647, a 200-day moving average as well as 50 DMA. Both are coinciding at the same level of 647, and exactly near about those levels it is witnessing some profit taking. So if it sustains above those levels, then we may see a follow-up move towards 670 to 680. But purely from a position perspective, it's a good counter to be into and to add into the portfolio as well. So buy and decline should be the strategy. 620 should be the stop loss for the long position. If somebody is already holding the long position, can stay put. Fresh entry can be done if at all it falls in the range of 620 to 630, or one can buy this particular counter on a breakout above 650.
Okay. Anything, Nilesh bhai, you are observing?
Right. So couple of stocks are on my radar. First of all, Hindustan Zinc. This particular stock is looking attractive at current level. Today we have seen a good buy crossover on MACD front on daily time frame chart, and it is also on the verge of a breakout from a falling trend line as well. So structure-wise, Hindustan Zinc is looking positive for a follow-up move towards 470 to 475 with a stop loss below 445. This particular counter can be bought. Apart from that, Biocon is another stock within Pharma Pack. It is showing some amount of strength. In fact, this stock is has given a good breakout as well today. So overall, we expect a follow-up move towards 405 to 425 in Biocon with a stop loss below 383. It can be bought at current level and also added on declines as well.
Yes, Biocon is something that Nilesh ji has picked up really well. Surprise, this is now at a fresh 52-week high. What you see is the price that we last saw in February of 2022. So it's a 2-year high that you are seeing on Biocon, and the breakout is pretty strong. Please keep this relatively underperforming stock on your radar. In the longer term, there have been more disappointments on Biocon than people who are happy with it. The all-time high is 487 that you saw obviously in the COVID run-up, and the most recent low is at 200 rupees, 193, which was in the year March 2023. So keep this chart on your radar. This is doing well, and there are a lot of corporate developments that point to enthusiasm. Nevertheless, please do consult an independent financial advisor as far as markets and Biocon are concerned if you wish to take a position on the long side. What else? Hind Copper, 6.6% higher. Nilesh ji has just marked that. What else is in profit booking mode? Adani Total Gas, early morning gains have been taken away. This is typical sell on news, 1.1% down at 669. Let's revisit the Adani group in totality. Okay, so 9 out of 10 stocks are in the green. We'll just forgive Adani Wilmar. There's nothing happening there. Okay, Adani Power is 2% higher, Adani Green is 3% higher, Ambuja Cement is 4% higher, and Adani Enterprises is 1.8% higher. Remember, early morning bursts were substantial in these counters, and they have been on an uptrend for the last 2 sessions. Today, 3. Nilesh bhai, on your charts, which is the strongest Adani stock that you would recommend on the long side, if at all?
Definitely Ambuja Cement is something that is looking attractive within Adani Pack, and we are liking this stock as a portfolio bet as well. And on derivative front, we have seen a good build up on the long side today. The stock has witnessed a strong reversal, and for the 3rd consecutive session, we are witnessing a follow-up move in this particular stock. So we can expect a follow-up move towards 560, 580 on the upside. Can be bought at current level with a stop loss below 520. So Ambuja Cement will be our preferred bet within Adani Group. Apart from that, Adani Port is another stock that is also looking positive. It usually shows a gradual up move and gradual decline. So Adani Port with a stop loss below 1120 can be added for upside target of 1190 to 1210. So these are the 2 stocks specifically we are liking within Adani Group.
Fair point. this is the view that is coming in on a fairly high beta counter from their stable, and of course the second biggest producer of cement. What else is buzzing? I think one stock that we need to take a view on is SW Solar. Yes, it's a burst of volume, and you will not believe this data, but Nilesh ji, first yours. What is SW Solar telling you? I have about an uptick of 4.5%. Again, this has been a very, very disappointing stock for long-term shareholders. Nilesh bhai, what are the charts telling you at 466?
Right. So the stock has hit an upper circuit of 10% on the back of a strong set of numbers which came today. And technically, the stock has given a good dead cat bounce, I would say, because the stock has been one of the underperformers. It was constantly forming a low up and low bottom formation. And today, with a good price and volume attraction we have seen in this particular stock, there are high possibility of this particular counter to move towards 485 to 500 zone. So purely from a trading point of view, if somebody is already holding the long position, can remain invested for upside target of 500 plus. Positionally, we need a strong conviction of a trend reversal since the stock is constantly underperforming, forming a negative formation. So a breakout above 520 will provide that confirmation, and then position target would be somewhere around 550 to 600. But as of now, looks positive for 485 to 500 from a short-term point of view.
Fair point. 254. The last half an hour approaches, and it's looking fairly okay. 23,300 is still with the bulls. 49,144 on the Bank Nifty. The last 15 minutes have seen a bit of selling pressure, but that's okay. Remember, all through today the market has held, and this is the third day of gains, higher highs and higher lows. Let's hope it gets better. You have risk on trade coming back. Look at IRCON now. It's 16% higher, 15.4% higher, 219.39. And with this move, it has also taken out its 200-day moving average. No, it's still below that. Let's see what happens. But this is how it is. Is this a dead cat bounce across the board? Only time will tell. But what is good is that some negative indicators which have been massive pain points are turning softer. What will also be critical is today's FII number. Any rise in indices has been met with a higher selling number on the net side. Be that as it may, we have to go through these pains and let us see some real outperformers in terms of percentages rise. Okay, JWL, this is Jupiter Wagons Limited, up 16%, again the railway theme. Khaitan Chemicals, earnings just came, 13% higher, 74 almost. GMDC we have discussed, Texrail and RVNL are 10% higher. This is again the theme for railways ahead of the budget. Dalmia Sugar, yes. The sugar space, unfortunately, I have it marked earlier. This is a theme which is reverberating across markets. The Union Cabinet met today and took some very important decisions for this beleaguered industry in terms of hiring, offering higher ethanol prices, higher cane prices, and higher ethanol molasses prices. Across the board, we track 32 sugar companies for you. And of 32, my apologies, out of 28, 27 are in the green, led by Dalmia Sugar, Dhampur Sugar, Dwarikesh, Ugar, as also a strong move coming into Balrampur and Triveni. Your view on the sugar space, Nilesh ji, anything that catches your fancy?
So this is another commodity space where usually we see this kind of attraction once in a while, and this is a typical dead cat bounce across all sugar counters. But within this space, Dalmia Sugar is something that is looking attractive for a follow-up move towards 385 to 400 that may be seen from a short-term point of view. With a stop loss below 360, this particular counter can be bought. And another stock that is on my radar is Dwarkesh. So Dwarkesh is also looking positive for 53, 55 kind of levels on the upside. With the stop loss below 50, this particular counter can also be added. So overall, it looks like this is a pullback move that we are witnessing. There are high possibility of a follow-up move in the coming sessions.
Okay, fair point. 258. What else is buzzing in terms of? Okay, let me mark some stocks that have slipped in trade today. There's no respite for Motilal Oswal Financial Services. This is down 7% at 802. Selling pressure on Newgen Software. This is again profit booking. Newgen hit a record high yesterday, and this one is at 1646, down 6.2%. Profit booking again at Nureka. This is something that's gone up substantially over the last 3 trading sessions, although trading at multi-month lows. Yatharth Hospital, unconfirmed media reports of sell coming in from a brokerage report on potential problems with income tax. There is no clarity, so you have to take it with a pinch of salt. 5.5% lower for 59. What else is down in trade? Birla Money, 2.7% lower at 214.75. These are the stocks that seem to be worth marking on air. Vimta Labs, this was doing the rounds on the green side for a fairly long time, 5% lower. And today Vimta is down for the 7th day in a row. This is something that needs attention. What else? Oracle Financial Services earnings were terrible and 3.4% lower, very strong volumes. 900 crores have been traded. Nilesh, anything that is catching your attention?
So we did not discuss about PSU banking space. So this particular space is indicating that there could be possibility of a follow-up in the coming session. So within this space, State Bank of India is something that is looking attractive, and this particular counter can be added from a short to medium term point of view. With a stop loss below 745, it looks like it is heading towards 780 to 790 on the upside. So within PSU banking space, we are witnessing strong rebound across all stocks. BOB, Can Bank are also looking positive on the chart. And apart from that, another stock which is NMDC, that is also looking attractive at current level. We have seen a strong reversal in the trend. So there could be possibility of follow move in the coming session towards 68 to 69. And with a stop loss below 64, NMDC can be also looked at to initiate a long position.
Okay, fair point. Nilesh, thank you so much for your wonderful exposition on charts. We are very grateful to you. Have a nice January ahead, and of course, best wishes for 2025.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as good a time as any to look at the Nifty, and meanwhile, Ms. Swati Hotkar, Assistant Vice President for Technical Research at Nirmal Bang Securities, will be joining us. Back above 23,300 is the Nifty, 102 points higher. Strength coming in on Bank Nifty, 471 points higher. Let's look at the pullers and draggers and then reach out to Ms. Hotkar. Okay, ICICI Bank, Bharti Airtel, Reliance, HDFC Life and SBI are in top shape. They are contributing anywhere between 11 to 17 points to Nifty's green tally of 100 points. What is pulling the Nifty lower? None of the stocks that are in the red on the Nifty are super index heavyweights. So TCS is pulling the Nifty down by 13 points, ITC by 10 points, HCL Tech by 8 points, Lever and Infosys respectively 7 and 6 points. Remember, today is also a very, very big day for index heavyweights. Reliance Industries, Infosys and Axis Bank will come out with earnings post market hours, and this is something that the market is waiting with heavier breath. Remember, today is the weekly expiry, 23,300 is held. Apart from the Nifty, which is almost flat, you have decent gains across the board in mids, smalls, aggressive indices, and of course sectoral moves on the PSU basket. Let's get Swati into the conversation. Good afternoon, ma'am, and a very warm welcome. What looks good as far as sentiment is concerned? Last time you came, we were discussing our holidays, and seems that the market has heard our cries and perhaps shows signs of base building. What's your view?
First of all, good afternoon, Shelji. Definitely, the view remains same, cautious to bearish itself. Whatever the pullback rally we are witnessing from last 2 to 3 trading sessions, it has been looked as a short-lived rally because on the every day we have seen some of the positive opening. Then in the second half session, we have seen it's not able to hold its strength, and then the market is coming down. The same sort of a series is going on daily basis. Access today also we got a very good opening, and but in the afternoon session we have started the sell off as of now. The view is bit cautious on upside 23,400, 23,470. That is a very strong cluster resistance zones. Unless and until it doesn't give a breakout and sustain at least for a 1 to 2 trading session on the closing basis, the view will remain cautious on the downside. I believe the Nifty might again retest its 23,000 psychological mark. Below that level, 22,800 levels can also be tested. So my view on the Nifty as well as on the Bank Nifty is cautious because as of now we are not witnessing any strong reversal point from the support levels. Even there is no strong pattern or the setups on the technical charts as we are looking to change the sentiments on the positive side. So overall the sentiments is a little bit negative. Unless and until the budget doesn't come out, the expectation doesn't get built up on the positive sides, the market will remain volatile in the coming few trading session only. But definitely we are witnessing a very stock specific rally in this particular stock. So I will suggest all the traders and the investors to better to concentrate on the stock specific trading rather than keeping eye on the Nifty or the Bank Nifty, because such kind of indices trading will remain on a volatile trading sessions. Once the budgets gets out from the market, then definitely the exact trend will be clear on the market. Till the time the sentiments will be played on the roller coaster ride itself. So try to concentrate more into the stock specific trading.
फेयर पॉइंट है। स्वाति जी, कुछ तो बुल्स के बारे में भी सोचिए, बड़ी मुश्किल से हरा निशान आया, वापस यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट 23,000, 22,800. Haven't we sold off for the last 4.5 months? I think enough pain that the market has experienced. What do you think is a good chart on Reliance, my apologies, on Nifty stocks? Anywhere do you see strength?
Yes, definitely. No wonder. I cannot deny that the market has already corrected almost 13% from the all-time high levels. So sell-off is limited, but I believe that the sentiment is not changing into the market, even though we are witnessing a pullback rally on the Nifty or the Bank Nifty. But the strength of that particular market doesn't sustain on the higher level. That is my concern into the market. Yes, but as I said, stock specific, I'm looking very positive. जैसे आपने कहा कि Reliance काफी already we have seen a very strong sell off into this particular counter. On the weekly chart, it has forming a positive divergence. Even looking towards the last few trading session, the market was giving a sign of a correction, but the Reliance was strongly holding its support level of 1220, 1200 levels, and from there on slowly and steadily it's moving ahead. I believe that definitely one should go for a long position into the Reliance at the current market price as well. I'm looking for a target of at least 1350 to 1400 in the near term into this particular stock. Another interesting counter is a Tata Motors. It is also longly bitten down counter. If you look towards on the monthly charts, it's the risk reward ratio is really favorable. We have seen that the stock manages to form the support nearby 750 and so level. Currently the counter is trading at 773. So the risk reward ratio is very favorable in such kind of a category stock. So one can definitely go for a long positions. At least 20-30% can be accumulated at the current market price. So one can go for a long position. I'm looking for a target of at least 840 to 850 levels into the Tata Motors. So Shelji, definitely my view is cautious on the Nifty or the Bank Nifty, but definitely there are the quality stocks which has already corrected, and one should take that opportunity to build up a very strong and the quality portfolio in this kind of a market.
One thing I wanted to mention in terms of sentiment, Swati ji, and I'm sure you are also looking at it. We track 88 PSUs, and all of us know that PSUs have been beaten black and blue in the last 6 months. Today, out of 88, we have about 80 that are in the green, and while gains are modest on many of them, but some of them are showing very, very strong traction on the long side after many, many months of correction. So please look at this also against the backdrop of the budget being just 12 sessions away, and some expectations are for some good activities happening in the PSU space. RVNL is up 10% on news that it's got an order worth 9,600 crores from BSNL for the next 10 years. Bharat Dynamics is up 5.8%. It's got a contract worth 2,960 crores to supply medium range surface to air missiles for the Indian Navy. So news is coming in. These have been beaten down black and blue, and of course you have positive traction on Adani, you have a positive traction on mid caps and small caps. Let's hope that the worst is behind us, but these are markets, and these are how should I say, tricky markets. So let's hope that the burst is behind us. HUDCO. Swati ji, how are you watching the charts of HUDCO? 4.7% higher, 225.
Yes, from the last 2 to 3 trading session, Shelji, it has given a very strong bounce back rally from almost 200 to 228 levels. Now it has almost touched its resistance zone of 20 days moving average, which comes to around 230. I believe 230 will act as a crucial resistance level. If it surpasses that level, then this bounce back rally is likely to be continued towards to 250 to 260 levels. So those who are having any long positions, they can definitely hold on. Downside, it has a very good support of 215. So by maintaining that as a stop loss, one should carry the long position for a target of 250. And so I will not initiate a fresh long positions because it's trading at the resistance zone. So whatever the positions, if you have at a lower end, definitely you can carry on for a target of 250 with a trailing stop loss of a 215 downside.
Okay. Anything that you observe on charts and volume, on price and delivery, Swati ji, can you please share?
Sure. Shalji, Biocon looks very promising chart on the technical front, even though this particular stock is trading at a 52-week high. But the interesting fact that whatever the correction we have seen from the year of 2020 to 23, the stock has given the correction from almost 480 to 200. And what are the correction we have saw, the stock has just shown a bounce back rally, and it manages to give the breakout of that retracement of 61.8%, which we are considering as a golden ratio of Fibonacci retracement. And now also the another interesting point that after the 6 month of a consolidation phase within the range of 300 to 350, stock manages to give the breakout this month along with a very good kind of a volume. So whenever the price and the volumes goes in hand, then definitely it's gives the strength to the particular counter. Currently the stock is trading at 393, so levels, even it is a defensive pack, even the market, if we find some hit, this particular counter will definitely perform into your portfolio. I am looking for a target of at least 440 to 470 levels on the higher sides. So this is the one counter one can go for a long positions, for a shorter to longer term durations, for a target of 450. And so Biocon is on my radar as of now currently.
Yes, and before you came in, Swati, we were discussing Biocon with Nilesh Bhai also. He too shares the enthusiasm about the chart strength on Biocon. Let's also look at some value buzzers that are there in the market in terms of both volume and price. Just a moment, please. Swati, would you want to look at the charts of Jupiter Wagons Limited? 24x the 5-day average. 2.52 crore shares are traded. This is also moving from a downward sloping trajectory. Is this a swing trade in the making?
See, the volumes are really doing very well this month. In the month of the December, in 11th of December, we have seen such kind of a volumes, and today it has repeated. Now the stock has touched the oversold zone, and from there onwards, we are witnessing a positive crossover. That's why we have seen a very strong bounce back rally. And but this rally is likely to be sustained if the stocks manages to maintain a positive closing above 485. Currently, the stock is trading at 492 levels. So today's closing will play a really important role. So it will be under the do or die situation as such. Any move above 520 will be the immediate target level. Beyond that level, definitely it will try to reach up to 550 to 560 levels. So the view is positive on this particular counter since we are looking for a positive momentum. Those who are having any long positions, they can definitely hold on by maintaining a strict stop loss of 475 levels, which is acting as a cluster support levels on the today's intraday charts. If you look towards the hourly chart, 475 is acting as a very strong support levels. So by keeping that stop loss, definitely one can carry their long positions. Immediate target will be a 425, 525. Beyond that, 575, 60 levels can be seen on the high side.
Fair point. Some of the stocks that we were talking in terms of the beaten down nature of their chart structures was yesterday TVS Supply Chain Solutions now showing signs of hectic activity. 3 days of gains, but remember this is trading well below its IPO price and almost near its all-time low, which we had seen maybe a year ago at the same time. So 150 is the all-time low, which we saw on March 2024, and now at 166. Third day of rally. Medium-term charts, TVS Supply Solutions, Swati ji, what are they telling you?
See, whatever the rally we are witnessing from the last 3 days is definitely very strong rally because along with the volumes and the price are moving really on the higher sides. Upside, this kind of a pullback is likely to be extended towards to 180 to 185 levels. So those who are having any long positions, definitely one should hold on because from the last few trading sessions, so from 3 to 4 trading sessions, we are witnessing that the strong stock is trading in the pattern of the higher tops, higher bottom formation. So whenever such kind of a formations, SLG we find out on intraday charts or on the daily charts, definitely those rallies likely to be continued in the coming few trading sessions as well because on everyday basis we are seeing the positive closing on this particular stock. So definitely the view is positive. Bounce back rally is likely to be continued towards to 180. So up to that level we are likely to see some more steam into this particular counter.
Okay, now the last 15 minutes have begun for market, and there is some bullishness coming back into the space. Ircon is now up almost 19%. You have the counter at 224.8. There is strength coming in on Reliance. Remember, we are moving into its earnings today. It's up almost 1.1% at 1265. You have a strong move coming into what is Axis Bank doing? Again, earnings 1.25% higher, 1039. How about Infosys? It's weak, ahead of its earnings, 1.3% lower, 1924. And perhaps the most important development that is coming in the market is from the Finance Ministry. Cabinet has cleared the setting up of the 8th pay commission for government employees. This has two implications. Higher income and disposable income in the hands of government employees has traditionally meant that real estate stocks have done very well because the first thing that they buy is an extra house or a much needed house. The second thing that happens is that domestic and government finances go for a toss because higher salaries are I think the fourth most highest ranked expense from the government, First is oil, imported oil. Second is gold. Third is electronic items, and of course defense. So this is something that needs to be put into perspective, and we'll try to get our reporter Karishma on this one to give you more details as we go ahead. But keep an eye out on real estate stocks once because it also gives arrears. So this is something that we can look forward to, and about 12 minutes of trade are left. Momentum is surely but building up in the market. Let's analyze one stock which is in pain. Swati, are you watching the developments on Kalyan Jewellers? 538 for you, and it's down 3% on very heavy volumes. 2,055 crores have been traded. There seems to be a problem in the company, which is they are trying to address via analyst con calls, but the market is not listing. What are the charts telling you?
Charts are really looking very negative as such. Last week only it has given a signal on the weekly chart because the formation was a negative divergence. After such kind of a rally from almost 350 to 800 levels, a profit booking cannot be denied. So on the technical front, last week we got a signal that because of the negative divergence, we are likely to hit the profit bookings on every rise as such. So the overall view is definitely cautious to negative at the current levels, but the stock has entered into the oversold zone. So probably the depth is limited from the current level. Probably the stock will find a good support at around 500 and so levels, and then after that we can see some price correction has already done. So time correction can be seen. The stock will enter into the consolidation phase within the range of 550 to 500 level, and thereafter we can witness some sort of a reversal into this particular counter. So at the current level, the view is cautious not to generate major any long position. Those who are having any long positions should not exit it because the downside is limited after such kind of a corrections. Pullback can be seen up to at least 640 to 670 levels. Up to that level we can witness a pullback rally or the bounce back rally, which is the resistance provided by its 20 DMA. So at the current level, my view is definitely cautious, but but bounce back rally can be expected very soon after the consolidation phase. So one should not to create a major long position, but those who are having, they should hold on this particular counter.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the most important news of the day. Our reporter from the Finance Ministry, Karishma Asudani, joins us. Good afternoon to you, Karishma, and what a pleasure to host you on air after a long time. The budget run-up has already begun. I'm sure you're very busy, but here comes the 8th Finance Pay Commission. What are you hearing from your Finance Ministry sources?
While the details of the commission are yet to be out, there is likelihood that we will see a basic pay hike ranging from 20 to 35% for government employees, of course, all depending on external factors and macroeconomic factors like that of inflation and other economic conditions. There could be a revised fitment factor which standardizes pay revisions to increase from current 2.57 to that of approximately 3.0, and allowances such as dearness, house rent allowance and transport allowances could also see a revised upward revision along with some kind of adjustment benefits on the pension part. While the protocol says that as soon as the cabinet clearance comes for this, the government will be able to roll out the other specific details upon the announcement, and the implementation of this pay commission will be from January 1st, 2026. That is next year.
Okay, fair point. Is there a financial impact that the government has calculated on the national budget because of higher salaries, which obviously will come in from the 8th Pay Commission, Karishma? Do you have a number for that?
Well, these details are very difficult right now to predict on because you're also waiting for the center to kind of unfold on the two exact details on the salary hikes. But it will be easy to kind of determine the impact this will have on their fiscal math as in when the percentage hike is announced. But looking at an average, for example, if they're looking at a shipment factor hike from 2.57 to that of 3, it's not a if it goes to about close to 2.86 to that of 3, then if you see that their minimum basic salary of about 18,000 to 20,000 could potentially actually increase to close to 30,000 to 40,000. So that is quite a hike and may have some kind of burden to their fiscal math, but all these can only be confirmed as and when the official details are out.
Right, Karishma, thank you so much. What a pleasure to hear from you, and thank you for your time. That was Karishma Asudani, our Finance Ministry reporter, talking about the setting up of the 8th Pay Commission for government employees. While it brings good cheer to the markets because crores and crores of government employees get extra income at their hands, and traditionally we have seen higher sales for real estate, higher sales for cars, higher sales for two-wheelers in the immediate 6 months after the arrears have been paid. So keep an eye out on that one. It's for the benefit of the country. Okay, 324, ladies and gentlemen. Keep an eye out on 2 or 3 stocks. Reliance at day's high. Why am I marking Reliance? That's because you have the earnings coming late evening today. Keep an eye out on this. This is trading at the day's high of 1261, up 1.25%. A quick one from you, Swati ji, on Reliance. This was a price last seen on 17th of December.
Shalji, definitely, I already initiated a buy call in your channel itself before the show started. Yes. Yeah. Why I'm giving a bullish view? Because already we have seen a very strong correction into this particular charts. The daily, weekly chart showing a positive divergence when the stock was trading near the oversold zone. So whenever such kind of observation we witnessed into the chart, whenever the counter has bitten down, definitely we are likely to witness some sort of a bounce back rally. And if the results come positive and the outlooks gives the positive by the company, definitely we are likely to witness more 100 points up or uptick rally, which might take a counter towards to at least 1350, 1360 levels on the higher side. So view is definitely positive. We are recommending our clients to take a long position into the Reliance from the last week itself. So those who are looking for a quality counters into their portfolio, one should definitely go long into the Reliance.
Okay, fair point. Look at SEAT also, about 1% higher. Remember, today we had the management talking about its earnings or the lack of it because of falling raw material, rising raw material prices, and of course stagnant demand from OEMs. Well, the stock has shown signs of reversal, up 1% higher on substantial volumes, and this is after a very long-term correction in the price. So please keep an eye out on this one as well. Swati, before we let you go, apart from Biocon and Reliance, anything for BTST, STBT?
Yes, definitely, Shalji. APL Apollo looks very good. This comes from the metal counter as such. Today, the stock has given the breakout of the 20 days moving average and entering into the upper band of the Bollinger Band. From last 3 trading session, it is just working in the pattern of the higher tops and higher bottom formation. The interesting fact that it has given the cluster resistance breakout of 1540 levels, and today I believe that the stock is likely to maintain a positive closing about at the resistance level itself. I'm looking for a target of at least 1620 to 1640 on the higher side. So those who are really interested for the BTST or at least for 1 to 2 trading sessions, one can go for a long positions at the current market price. 1500 can be kept as a stop loss, and target will be a 1640 to 1650. So this will be the one of the good counter to take a long position.
Absolutely, and this is a counter that's just climbed above its 200-day moving average, has been a very, very well-known wealth creator since June of 2020. It's up at least 10x, but has been in a sideways zone from September 2023. So please keep that in mind. I just can't take my eyes away from Reliance. Very heavy volumes. Today 1760 crores has been traded, and ahead of the earnings, it's at its day's high, galloping now. It's added 2 rupees, 4 rupees in the last 1 or 2 minutes of trade, and that is indeed good news. The Nifty itself, ladies and gentlemen, is now up 100 points and is now closing, definitely closing above the 23,300 mark for the last 20 minutes. Every 5-minute candle has been a higher high and a higher low. So that's good news as we go into the market closure. 2 minutes left. Let's start wrapping up the market. And Swati, thank you so much for your time. We'll remember Biocon, we'll remember, of course, the fantastic view on APL Apollo tires. APL Apollo, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, what draws to a close is a very, very interesting session. In the dying minutes of trade, you've had a lot of momentum building up ahead of 3 major earnings, which is Reliance Industries, India's most valuable company. You have Infosys, India's second largest tech maker, and of course the darling of the market, and Axis Bank, the third largest, the fourth largest corporate lender, which will be reporting its third quarter performance. Markets in top shape today. The Nifty almost near its day's high now, 23,350. If it goes above 350, it will be excellent. It will put pressure on call writers in the next weekly expiry. Remember, it was the weekly expiry of the Nifty today. 136 points higher, 600 points higher on the Bank Nifty, ladies and gentlemen. This is a sure shot change in sentiment. For the last half an hour or so, ever since 3 p.m. began, every 5-minute candle has been a higher high. The index also ends at a higher high and at the day's high, 49,386. A lot of positives have come together. US 10-year yield weakens, dollar index slips, dramatic improvement on Wall Street sentiment, good earnings from US investment banks, and of course the rupee improves a bit from a record low. So all this put together, plus a modest move on crude oil prices, created a very nice sentiment on the long side on Dalal Street. Let's hope, ladies and gentlemen, the worst is behind us. Very, very strong buying and position building has been seen in railway stocks, IRCON, RailTel, RVNL, IRFC, some defense plays, and all PSU banks were in top action on the long side. Let's hope, ladies and gentlemen, the worst is behind us, and from tomorrow you have a strong move coming in on the long side. Have a nice day. Remain glued to Business Today Television. There's lots happening on the other side of this break. Thank you for watching. Mr. Kumar Subhaya has joined us. Namaste and a very warm welcome to you, sir. Sales for the quarter gone by jumped sharply at 3,300 crores, but a disappointment for shareholders as far as net profit is concerned. It slipped about 46-47%. Mr. Subhaya, what went right for sales and what went wrong for profit?
It's been a good year to start this discussion on